Good afternoon, one and all, and welcome
Good
back
afternoon.
to Roadmap to Nowhere.
Oh, yeah,
Got it in again.
you learned it now.
I'm nailing this. Absolutely
Roadmap
every
to
week.
nowhere. Thank you to our 5 listeners. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Thank you, AI Mum.
Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Mom bot. Thank you, Mom bot.
That
Mom
sounds like a
agent.
song.
Yeah,
Mumbot number
It
5.
also sounds immediately really, really sad.
Yeah. It does actually. Start again. Welcome
Yeah.
to Roadmap to Nowhere. How you doing, Gus? You had a good week?
We don't have an AI mom that tells us we're smart and we're enough.
No, exactly. Yeah. We're enough.
It's not
I
even you're
love
great.
that.
It's like you're enough.
Yeah. Barely, but you're there.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Are you good?
I'm great. I was telling you now that we started signing up influencers for CloudFit for my company, and I
Yeah.
see like every morning a bunch of people signing up. I see the numbers go up. It's super fun.
It's
The new
addictive, isn't it?
dopamine, like you were saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super cool. Yeah.
I had the same thing. So I wake up in the morning and I check. First thing I'm doing now is checking my emails to see if anyone's signed up to my services. So I'm like, oh yeah, we've got one hit.
Yeah,
We've got
no more social
Yeah.
media.
No,
That's
exactly.
very
Yeah.
cool.
So we got a sign up from New York the other day and Sydney
Nice.
the other day, and then I went to
Nice.
um,
Lots of VPNs.
the-
No.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Mom.
And then I went to
Mom, you learn how to
GA4.
use a VPN.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as if. Like she's still got
Yeah.
she's asked for a filing cabinet for Christmas. So that's where my most
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But the dopamine is the new dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acquisitions are the new dopamine.
That's what I wanted to
Sounds
say. You're
lame
better.
as hell. Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna
should
work
start
on
again. Welcome to the Roadmap to Nowhere.
We're gonna use the whole hour just trying again. Okay.
Nice. What are we gonna talk about today then?
I thought we could talk about like some AI products and things that we're testing that we're excited about that we think are
Yeah.
cool and like we should like shed some light on because people
Yeah.
don't know a lot of these things, even people in the industry, because they're
Yeah.
busy with their day to day and like doing reports for their managers.
Suckers.
Don't want to make you feel bad, but
Yeah, exactly. What's that? Oh, we've just
I
lost
mean-
30% of our listenership.
yeah. And also they're like, yeah, but I got an amazing salary.
Yeah.
Okay, you win.
Show off. Yeah, you win. Yeah, paid your bills on time and all that. Yeah, no, I
King
know,
of the
I know
castle.
one. Yeah, I know one of them that you want to talk about, and I actually was going to call you about this separately because I want to know more about it as
Yeah.
well. So let's just have that conversation on their expense, shall we?
Which one was it you want to talk about first? I told
the-
you like 3 or 5 things.
your wearable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk
I
about
didn't tell
that.
you about this.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
I'll show you. So this is little thing called Limitless. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watched this movie with Bradley Cooper where the guy takes some pill and he's super smart and he starts remembering everything and connecting all the dots and suddenly it's like killing it. I guess the founder of this saw that movie and was like, there's part of that we can do.
Yeah.
So this is like the same like as an AI note taker, the ones like you have on your calls, but like for real life, like you wear it here, and it's kind of transcribing everything, and it's very good at understanding context.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's becoming much better. I don't know if I told you, like the first time I wore it, I went to wake up my daughter, who's a toddler, and then in the summary, I was like, oh, he's playing with a dog. Because I don't know. No, I call it Poopy sometimes. It's like, thought it was a puppy. I don't know.
My gosh.
Which I know
Yeah.
sounds weird. So it's quite cool. Like, yes, I I basically wear it any time I want to remember something. I like go out on a meeting or even pick up my daughter in the nursery. I want to remember what they're gonna tell me.
Yeah.
And then I basically talked to the AI and I told him, like, for example, I met our investors last week and I got some feedback on our pitch deck because we're going to raise again next year. And we're starting to work on all of that. Very, very early. We're not raising yet, but next year. And I was like, oh, what was the feedback? And I don't need to remember. It's there.
Well, one of the things that I was doing recently was creating like a growth plan for Yes and. One of the elements that was suggested to me, obviously by our friends at ChatGPT, was to have like 2 or 3, maybe I think it was 1 or 2, not 2 or 3, 1 or 2 conversations with new people every week. Just so you're constantly networking and growing that opportunity and stuff. And then create a database out of those conversations. What happened? What did they talk about? And all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I can't be bothered to write that down. I can't even be bothered to open my laptop to sort out a note taker either. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So, questions, reality. How much does it cost?
Oh, yeah. So it sounds like we're paying. I mean, I wish we were paid to promote this. By the way, I don't know if I told the story. The founder is the same guy who founded Optimizely, who actually was part of. So the guy was working for Google in 2007 or 8 or something, back when I was working there. And I had friends who were at the Mountain View office when Obama went to visit, and he told them, I need people like you. I need smart young people to come and join me. We're gonna change the world. And everyone was like super excited. And a bunch of people quit Google and went to help him. And this guy Dan Siroker was one of them. Nice. So he did a lot of the kind of A/B testing and more scientific campaigning that helped Obama win. And then after that, he built Optimizely, and after that, this thing. So he wants it to be like superpower. It cost I think $100, and it took like a year to ship because they were still. I mean, I found out because I was following this guy. They were not even. I don't think they were in production, and I bought it almost like a Kickstarter campaign. They announced it and like to test the appetite. Now they're shipping, but and if you want it for free, you can get a bunch of hours per month. I don't know how many thousands of hours. But if you use it all the time, you need to pay a subscription, which I don't do because I have like Note. I use Notion for transcribing meetings, and it's really good and it has all the context. So I have a mix of Notion and this guy.
There's so many note takers and all of these sort of things. It's difficult to know which ones to land on at the moment. But yeah, I do like the idea of being able to rock up to a meeting. I don't like writing, or I can only listen if I'm giving my full attention. So something like that, I'm up for that.
Yeah, it's cool. They do say that when you write things down, you remember them better. So there might be a problem if you just wear this and like, I'm going to remember. And then you never like check your notes or whatever. So I think there's still some value in writing things down. But depends on the personality. I'm very visual. So I like to like make a drawing, and then when I'm talking about it, I remember like how the note looked.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm weirdo. I don't know.
I mean, there's no maybe about it, but it's not related.
I am a weirdo. It's just two separate issues.
Yeah. Cool. Right. I think I'm going to have to go and have a look at that because I think I need that in my life for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if I told you. I told my mother. So my mother's 75, and we're seeing, I don't know, people in the family who are becoming older and starting to not remember all the stories of grandparents and so on. So I thought we need to write this down. Like you need to sit down with your brother, your sister, with, I don't know, your cousins, and like ask them to tell you the stories of what do you remember about your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and then you have like a database of your family, and then you can, So I told her, why don't you wear this? Like put this thing on, just have a conversation, and then you can tell the AI to like pass it in. I thought it was a cool idea for a grandparent project.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. It's
Like, I don't
almost
know
like
anything about my great grandparents. You know,
no. And then you
probably
could
made up things.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you remember like ages ago you had this? You actually bought it, I think, but we had this backlog grooming session of things we could build, and one of the ideas was started off as birthday cards. So like you use AI to create personalized birthday cards, all that kind of stuff, but then the printing was a physical thing. Yeah. And you went a step further and wrote or printed a book for your daughter or something.
It
was for your wife. It was for your wife.
For Mother's Day.
Yeah, exactly. Like
back when the AI images had 6 fingers and so on. So it's evidence of the stage that we were in at that time. Yeah,
I miss those days. I miss those days.
There are companies that do that.
But you could use this, right, to get to write your family dialogue, book, annual, whatever you call it. And you do the interviews and then create this really... Yeah,
I like that idea, and you can illustrate it. Potentially you can... So I grabbed, for example, some old pictures of my grandparents, like at the beach in Argentina, black and white, wearing those swim shorts that were like from the nipple to the knee, sexy as hell.
Yeah.
And my grandpa was like good-looking guy. He was like quite fit, but it was like very funny. And I put it in an AI to make it into a video, and it looked super legit. And so you see like your grandparents, like when they were young, moving. It felt weird. It was really cool.
Yeah. I've seen some of those videos where they morph like chronological moments in someone's life, and you can see them evolving from old to young, cool. And all this.
You can do that, man. I wish I had endless time. Like, there's so many things you can do.
I know.
I can show some of them that I did. I've been doing some media creation for my company. So I'll show you it because I want to see what you've been experimenting with and learning. I've got a few learnings for this week as well. Yeah. So I can show you one. Let me see if I can show you some screens actually. I'm just gonna open a bunch of stuff. Hopefully nothing confidential. But I'll show you one.
Do you remember this? Did you ever have this before?
Dr. Pepper. Yeah. It's so they didn't have that in Argentina, and it was like this memory whenever we traveled to the US. I would always go and find the weirdest sugary shit with a weird color.
Yeah.
And so I would have like Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, horrible things.
Yeah, I know. We do the same. We do. Yeah.
Yeah. So it reminds, and there's like even toothpaste that when I try it now, like this is my childhood, like traveling to the US, because it was like a flavor that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Like taste and smell, like memories are like anchored in the brain. They take you back. It's crazy. Like, when you smell like wet grass and it brings you back to, I don't know, when you were a kid playing or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a very weird feature of memory.
No. If only you could monetize nostalgia.
Well, you can. We were just talking about it, this idea with stories. So I'll show you. Yesterday I did. So I've been playing with creating content for my company, right? Because I'm trying to find ways to do some branding and to generate some possible leads for small investment. So I mentioned before that I'm doing some paid TikTok campaigns with a very small budget, but getting super good results.
Yeah.
So between all the influencers that we acquired, we have, I think, like 4.5 million followers. So it's a nice start, and we started very recently. 500,000 of those came from TikTok campaigns that I paid like 1,000 dirhams only.
Yeah.
So super cost efficient.
Yeah.
And I did the campaigns, like the copies done with AI, the images, then I convert them into videos done with AI, and it looks like quite professional. It looks nice, at least for my eye, which is probably the same as other people. And And one thing that we've been doing with this podcast, we were testing with different, like when we put the podcast live, very few people, like 200 people will listen, which is not a lot. I mean, for us, it's a lot, but it's not a lot in YouTube terms. But when we put shorts,
I call them friends now.
Yeah, the friends. Yeah, between the two of us, we have like 200 friends.
200 friends at least. Yeah.
Who can stand watching this cringy mess? But when we put them on shorts on YouTube, like the algorithm likes it, and of course we do some like SEO with AI, and it finds the user. So we get like a few tens of thousands of views per month. So we've been testing that. So now I got this tool called Opus that I will show you. Let me show my screen if I can find this thing. My God, I sound older every day.
Keep doing that. I can't work. Yeah, I know. I can't work out Zoom sharing. How do you share on Zoom?
You share on Zoom. So it's funny because we're talking about these like cutting edge tools and like
I know,
sounding like a 90-year-old.
Yeah.
So this tool, you pay a few dollars per month, and you add the link to your podcast. You can do it for any video, but like there's copyright issues, so it's only for your stuff. Yeah. And then we did this one about vibe coding, which by the way, this is all like nano vanilla. I had a bit of fun here. I give you a trophy just to make you cringe. I don't know if you had seen it.
That's the first time I've seen it. It's horrible.
I thought it was funny. And I can see like the red cringing in your face. So you upload the link here, and it breaks it into like 30 something clips. Nice. Like for virality. And this is a virality score, and it adds all the by the way, we were talking about the same thing we were talking about now, so we keep repeating ourselves like old people. So it like comes up with the SEO happy text. You have this score, and then you can go and select all and like bulk schedule and say publish one every 2 hours, every 2 days, or whatever. Because the algorithm on YouTube really likes periodicity and like a lot of content. So when we were doing these shorts, we were getting 20,000 or more than 20,000 views a month. Yeah. Then we stopped for 2 months and we got to 0. Yeah. So it's not that someone will find you searching. It's just like it's considering these guys are active. Let's put it in front of users and see what happens. So this is now like automatically publishing videos.
So is this just for YouTube, or can you choose the platform?
No, you can choose. So if I go here, let's say I go to one of these. No, wait. Cancel. Let's go to here. I can go publish on social, and you can tie a bunch of accounts. So this is like my company's LinkedIn, the TikTok, this podcast that I did, the fashion algorithm. It's for my company, but it's like a separate content around fashion tech. Mm-hmm. So you can publish it in a bunch of places.
Okay.
But I don't think you can schedule it on socials yet. You can schedule on YouTube, but I think it's coming soon for TikTok and so on.
Okay.
And by the way, on TikTok, I've been trying these campaigns, and you get like it goes super viral. Like
if you do this.
Views. No, I mean posting a lot, and the ads, for example, like they go a long way. Like one of the ads is getting like 150,000 views or something for pennies.
Yeah. So the main use case for this then is clipping or creating shorts from a larger video. Is there anything else that it does? Or?
And publishing it very easily and creating the SEO content and so on. So then the idea is if you can get lots of views and you can convert those into some action, then you have cost efficient acquisition.
Yeah.
Right. That's the toughest part. So getting a lot of views that do nothing is easier. You can talk about like very explosive things, or you can put nice looking women or men in there and you might get a lot of views, but doesn't mean that they'll do anything. But yes, so yesterday I started testing for my company. I looked at some keywords and that people search in fashion e-commerce. So I thought, let's try doing some content. There is a tool that people use to find podcast guest spots. So for these AI podcasts that we have, so Fashion Algorithm used to be an AI podcast. I stopped doing it now, but people were contacting me like, oh, I want to be a guest in your podcast. But it was done by AI. It was done with Notebook LM. So I couldn't, It was very good at like keyword targeting for the industry, but I couldn't have a guest. So I decided to accept one and try it out. So I got this guy who's like he has a company called Super Cool. I was going to say he's super cool. He does sustainability in the US. He has a company called Planted that he started with 2 SpaceX engineers. And then they used like hemp grass to do construction materials, and they sold like a crazy amount of material. So, and it helps with carbon and so on. But so I invited him to talk about fashion and sustainability. And what I did is, I don't know if I can show you one without sound. Can I? You can hear this? No. Well, so what I did is automatically when it creates this, first it's using the font of like my company. So it looks a bit more on brand. And then I put like an outro at the end to try to get people to see the brand and to subscribe. It's not appearing now. It's going to appear. Let's go to the end. There you go. So it ends like with a little video. Automatically, they're all created with this like sponsored by CloudFit, subscribe to our channel, and so on. So that's what I'm testing. If anyone will actually subscribe when you do this, because this channel doesn't have subscribers. It was all like SEO. So it took me like that video at the end, fully done with AI. I did a little. Let's see if I can find it. And by the way, we use this software which we use to record here now called Riverside, which does a transcript. So I can put that transcript of the podcast into an AI to like generate nice SEO, engaging titles and descriptions and so on. And then in this case, for example, I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but I had to do for this new podcast that I am just doing, I had to have some kind of intro. You know how we have the one on Roadmap to Nowhere with that song? I created like in a minute on Suno. Do a little jingle about Fashion Algorithm. And it took seconds and it's amazing. It's like super cool. Oh no, this is the one? No. I don't know if I have it here. Could you hear it now when I was talking now?
No. No.
So I don't know. This is the AI video, and the things that Suno are doing are amazing. I'm actually thinking about buying the studio version where you can like hum. I had an idea years ago. I actually tried to do this company where you hum the rhythm. And then you can say, oh, this is how the guitar goes, this is how the bass goes. And then you can create a track without knowing how to play any instrument. And it just basically converts your humming into a spectrogram, like imagine like a line. And then it matches that with the MIDI file of the instrument, for example. So this is doing that, and it's amazing. So I want to get it to make music for all the instruments that I don't know how to play. I just need time. I don't have time.
But this is it. We had this conversation before we started recording that we have not got time to do half the ideas that we have.
Half, 99%.
I know. I know. So
that's one thing I'm excited about that we've been testing for the company. I have a few more, but tell me one of yours.
Well, a couple of things spring to mind. One is the way the kind of workshop training business that I'm kind of created is evolving. And you asked me a question the other day, actually, which kind of like stuck with me. So for anyone who doesn't know, we're basically offering the opportunity to sit down with us for a day and go through how AI complements the discovery process. So it's kind of aimed at product managers, but also anyone that's building a product or wants to kind of try and see an idea through. So we're building that, and you said to me that you mentioned this to a friend of yours. I can't remember exactly who it was. Yeah,
consultant.
That was it. And their response was, "Why are people buying this?" Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and they continue to. And the thing that I'm picking up on is there seems to be this kind of growing anxiety. I mean, I definitely suffer from it, but in the product space probably is where I'm seeing it most. But this line that's doing the rounds at the moment, which is AI won't take your job, but someone who does know AI will. You know,
they
that
don't want to
line
be
is,
the one.
yeah, it is starting to land with people, and people are reaching out to me, but they're almost doing it covertly. So they're sort of saying,
they're like embarrassed.
Can
Help
you
me
get
get
me
out
on
of
this?
my
Yeah. Can you get me on this course? Help me learn this stuff. And it's
tell anyone.
exactly right. So but they're not saying that, and all of this is by text. But I'm like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Nice.
Like, are we doing something we shouldn't be doing here? Like,
I feel like this is like Dummies Anonymous or something.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And I think people want to be able to wake up one morning and go, oh no, I know that. I can take part in this conversation. And it's just an interesting insight that actually I think that message of people that AI is coming, someone who knows AI is coming for your job, is actually starting to propagate now a little bit in people's minds. So they're reaching out and going, look, I just need to get ahead of the game.
Do you think they also see people in the office who are like learning that stuff and like getting ahead? Or like, hey, look, we've had this problem for years. I just built the thing on Replit and I solved it. That must be like something that makes you very anxious for your employment, to be the one who's like clueless and like, how did you do this magic?
Exactly. I think you're right. So there's the person that's sitting in the office going through that. Like, the person sat next to me seems to be the favorite one now because the CTO or the CPO keeps going to them because they know this. I want to be the favorite one. There's also the use case where they're like, I actually see a world where I haven't got a job at some point, so I need to build my own income source somehow.
True.
So that as well.
That would be true for a lot of people, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. And then what I'm seeing at more of the enterprise scale is CTOs and CPOs, C-suite basically, announcing, and this happened at a very, very, very big company a friend of mine works at recently, we are now going AI first. Now, what AI first means, I don't know.
We say it.
Yeah, but the kind of message was, we don't want to scare you, but ... Like, that was the kind of message behind the
but keep up or get out. So I saw maybe your friend's company, but some big company, can't remember which one it was, that they laid off like 11,000 people and told people like, if you don't adapt, you're out. Yeah. I do understand if someone in my team refuses to use tools that make you 10 times, 100 times faster. I don't know.
That drives me nuts. Because I'm having the same situation. So if this is to stay around, and we believe it is, right, the discovery and also the first iterations of products are getting probably now built by product managers or some kind of visionary person in an organization, those first versions are going to be vibe coded. So if you are an engineer and you want to be able to build a business which is essentially building products that have come from that world, then you need to know how to unpick the code that's been built through those things. Yeah. So it's driving me nuts when people are going, well, no, I won't do it through those kind of tools, because it's purist mentality. It's
it's like trying to make your own butter. They sell it in the supermarket. Just like save hours and
exactly
and effort, and just like the result is going to be similar. And I know like a lot of engineers will tell me like, no, there's no bank that can do. Of course, like it's still early. I saw who Andrew Chen is. So Andrew Chen is I think he's a partner in Andreessen Horowitz, one of the top VCs in the world, and super influential in Silicon Valley. He wrote a really good book about marketplaces called the Cold Start Problem that I really recommend. In his newsletter, he was talking about how do you know when this is like a mainstream thing or not, vibe coding. And he was saying, look, if you ask people what percentage of the apps you have on your phone were vibe coded, it's very low now. So we're still emerging. It's still not something that is settled.
Yeah.
At one point, some major apps that you have on your phone that you use all the time are going to be vibe coded. Yeah. But we're far from that. Especially because apps are harder to build with these tools. Like but it's easier to build with web apps. Yeah.
I agree. So I was speaking to one of the large vibe coding companies recently.
Yeah.
And they're really... Probably, I'm about to say something that
It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Well, no, I'm about to say, you'll know why. Is
okay.
They're really keen to start getting some case studies about businesses that are driving big, successful revenues through vibe coding. And at the moment, the use cases aren't that prominent, So I think
they're afraid to. Also, these it's much easier to vibe code when you're starting from zero than when you're integrating to something that exists already, because it's a lot of context, right? So So
the other thing that it made me think was that these two are separate points, but they're related. And this just shows my skill as a podcaster to be able to do this transition. And the fact that I've actually described what I'm doing makes me a bad podcaster.
Yeah. This is my train of thought. You figure it out. It's like a puzzle that you need to put together, my friend.
This is how I talk to GPT now, and it's like, I think I get you now, Chris.
Confused.
There was a really successful chat in Dubai around the future of AI and stuff at one of these kind of communities that was on recently, and there was like almost like a roadmap of adoption put up, and it's not groundbreaking, but it is worth talking about, because product managers, right, are mainly concerned about the outcome or the business metric or the customer metric that they're driving with whatever they're building. They're not so concerned about the overall efficiency of the organization, unless their product is like a HR tool or CRM or something like that.
Yeah.
Or even maybe in a bigger company, they're not so engaged with the kind of overall spend of the company, etc.
They don't know and they don't care sometimes. Like,
yeah.
They do their own
then I saw this. Yeah. And then I saw this this kind of like, it wasn't a roadmap, but it was like a phase of adoption of AI in the industry, and the short term was around immediate efficiencies, cost saving, all of that kind of stuff. That is where these big companies are adopting AI right now. The medium term, and it didn't really suggest how long these terms were, okay, and now around data analytics, measuring ROI, all of that kind of so you're going from save money to optimize. And then the last phase of AI adoption was about customer experience.
Yeah.
So
that customer experience is the cherry on the top, usually, right? Like if you fix your logistic, well, I mean, it depends on the company, but I always had a pyramid of needs in the companies I worked. For example, in fashion, selection is on the base. Then you have, is it available? Is it out of stock? Do you have the right size? Then you have price and so on. And like the UX is the cherry on the top. Like you can polish a turd and make it amazing, but the UX has to get rid of, get out of the way. If you don't have the clothes I want, you're not coming.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people optimize for the thing you see, it's like immediately available to you. You tend to focus on that. It's not the right thing. So I think a lot of the value comes from the base of the pyramid.
Yeah. So that would suggest, right, that then existing companies or companies that have got to certain levels of growth, for the short to medium term, their strategy is cost saving and efficiencies and optimization, all that kind of stuff. For new entrants into the market, their strategy is around customer experience. So it just makes you wonder whether or not there's going to be a point in time where the customer opinion of opposing companies that provide the same service gets much closer depending on which size of company you are, because these guys are competing for eyeballs and experience, and these guys are relying on their brand presence and they're tidying up behind them. So it could be an interesting journey.
I mean, talking about that, one thing I wanted to talk about, you talked about the data and the use. So again, for CloudFit, we're building all the data setup because we need to do like commission attribution for influencers, like all the money they make, and like it's fairly complex. And I thought, oh damn it, we need to hire a BI team, or data engineers and so on. They're like, we're gonna have to for sure, but for now, they put together this database that you can use Metabase for, and they built an MCP. So MCP is like almost like an API, like a connector that connects some system with your LLM. So I can go on Claude and I can ask questions about my data. I can ask it, can you do a very nice chart that shows like the revenue per influencer? And it does this like this. It's amazing. Before you used to you had to have a team. You had to wait for them to prioritize your dashboard. Then it would take days or weeks for them to produce it. Now it's amazing. So even in the small things, if you're like adopting the tools that are already available, you need to QA the hell out of it. You need to check that it's correct, it's not hallucinating, and so on. But these things are available now. It's amazing.
Well, that talks to the people who know AI are coming for your job. So the transition of the data team that you're describing there goes from someone who knows data and AI well enough to be able to QA it and make sure it was working and doing all this stuff. The person that was running the report before, maybe not so much needed now, but the role will change. But
you need fewer people for the same thing.
Fewer people, and as a product manager, we don't have to choose between features that drive revenue, business outcomes, or customer experience, and reporting on those things, which we had to do before.
True. I mean, as a product person, even as a CPO, where you're supposed to have a budget, I had a hard time getting data, it was always a struggle. It was always way slower than I wanted. It was not really timely, even with great people. I've worked with great data people, but you always feel under-resourced in terms of it. And then that's how you make decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the decisions, but yeah.
Yeah, or at least that's what we should be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a short story. So in I don't know if I can say the name of the company, but we were building a company, and we were years ago. We were about to launch, and we had this thing from this entity in the government that suddenly came. So we were ready to launch after months of working on a complex product. Said, "Oh no, you can't have anything that stores data outside of this country. So you're gonna have to remove Google Analytics." I'm like, "Oh, but we are launching. What do you want me to do?" And the CEO was like, "Oh, you're gonna hate this, but we can add it later. Like, let's launch. I'm like, "Oh man, but how will we know if we're doing well or not?" It's like, "Oh, we'll add it later." So I went and I bought an 8-ball. You know those 8 balls that you shake? It's like,
Yeah.
how are we doing? It's like, don't ask now. So I put it on my desk. Like, if anyone asked me about the launch, I was like, it's not looking good. I kept that on my desk for a long time. Of course, we put Google Analytics right away after, and it was an amazing product. It's still, quite big. But yeah, that was my running joke.
Yeah. There's the data part of the building products in public piece is probably something we should concentrate on soon. Building your dashboards and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's also a great source of dopamine as well, because I now log on to see my website and go, "Oh, I'm in that country now." So,
it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a good source.
Yeah, I built. So when we started acquiring influencers, there's a woman in my team who's doing a super good job, reaching out to influencers and convincing them to join and improving the materials that we use and so on. And she told me, "Look, I think we need a CRM, and we need to buy a CRM for this." I'm like, "What features do you need? I'll build it." So in a day, I had a version that she was like super, super tailored to what she wanted. And I've been adding to it, and it's like full of reporting now. It's like, I can know if the influencer came from a TikTok campaign or came directly from her or whatever, what country they're in and how we're growing. And it's all vibe coded.
I know.
And it's safe. It's using like good backend system and so on. It's not, tied up in bubblegum.
Yeah. Bubblegum coding. Yeah. So maybe something to finish with, because I know that you've got a hard stop. Fount, we've talked about in the past. It keeps coming back, and we're all working on
AI
so many
supplement recommendation products.
That's the guy. So we've now got someone who is going to come in and help us with it, which is really exciting.
So that's done. That's amazing.
Yeah. So the message has just come in. He's he will become a friend of the pod. He will actually come on next week to talk about a product that he's built himself. Now we've got some capacity, but the interesting thing is that he's a product guy that has learned Cursor and all this kind of stuff. So actually what I thought we were reaching out for in terms of like a CTO, actually this is a really good fit. So actually it's quite exciting now, because we should be able to start to see this move on a little bit. And we've talked about this in the past, that the business model for Fount, this kind of affiliation model, could quite easily become a template that we can just use and drop on other
replicate and it works on its own. Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You end up having like this like long tail revenue of a lot of little products that make $100, $1,000 or whatever per month, and eventually it piles up. By the way, like
Okay.
Yeah, you reminded me of a feeling I always had as a product person. Because now you're saying we have a product guy. We thought we needed a CTO. We have a product guy, so we can actually do things on our own. As a product person, I always felt kind of like a driver who can't drive. like a bus driver who's like, your job is to get from A to B. Oh, but you don't know how to drive. So we're going to put a guy there that you need to explain how to do this.
Yeah.
And he's not going to want to hear what you want, you know? So
Yeah.
I always felt a bit useless because they're like, yeah, we have all this knowledge and you know they need you, but you can't do it on your own. And now it's the first time that I can do stuff on my own.
Yeah,
with AI.
You always feel like everyone hates you, right? Because like this guy
Often
has
they
got
do.
yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes personality is a real problem. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that should be interesting. But yeah, to the long tail revenue piece, I think as two founders now. The smart play is having these smaller long tail revenue products that are working in the background that give you the financial security to work on your big ticket items. It gives you that runway in the beginning. So yeah, I think at the moment there's a lot of people that have got ideas that are worried about stepping away from, salaries, and rightly so. But if you can build like a small portfolio of these things, yeah, it gives you that opportunity. All more reason to learn it.
Yeah, totally. Next time, I want to show you, I just got access to the Perplexity browser. So like an AI browser called Comet. It's super cool. I'll show you. I've been using it to plan my vacation. So we're going to a wedding in Italy in a few weeks. It's super cool. So I had like very specific things that I needed. And I'll show you. I'll show you next time.
Yeah, I'd like that actually because I've got it. Yeah, cliffhanger, and I still am finding it difficult to naturally go there. So yeah, let's have a look at that next time.
Yeah, I do use Manus a lot, like the AI agent. I still use it a lot for work.
I'm using it a lot for research.
Today I uploaded the list of influencers who sign up with us. And because we were mostly looking at Instagram for now, but we're gonna add TikTok on our product on outfitalliance.com. I asked it, check all these influencers, find their TikTok accounts and how many followers they have, and I got a report. And actually, in many cases, they have way more followers on TikTok. So that's like, it's a very interesting moment. So that helps me prioritize. We need to add content on TikTok, and we need to like incentivize them to also share on TikTok and so on, and they'll make more revenue.
Yeah.
So that's all Manus. If I had done it myself, I would have taken hours.
Well, I did. I think I told you this. I was running some SEO audits through Manus. So
I remember,
yeah. I actually think there's some of these things are really untapped into right now. We're not quite using them to their full potential, but yeah.
Cool. Sure. We keep digging, we keep on finding stuff.
Yeah, and just one step ahead of the game, right? That's all you need to be, just one step ahead.
Or behind. I always feel like I'm behind, but good.
That's the anxiety. But that is that you're now my customer for my workshop.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. And with that, we shall see you next week. Hopefully,
absolutely.
We'll have a surprise guest.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about more cool AI stuff.
Awesome. Good to chat. See you soon, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.